But CG just looked too strong in both games. So
So
there we are.
our good
And then
friend Ark Yes here says that Overwatch is already dying and that its esport is behind StarCraft. That's according to Newzoo. By the way, if you don't know what
I believe
Newzoo
that.
is, Newzoo is a fucking incredible company. All they do is crunch data. So they look at market trends for gaming, and gaming is of course a very wide breadth. So they look at everything: mobile games, consoles, all that kind of stuff, and anything in the
Right.
gaming sphere. So esports is just a small portion of what they do overall. But where they really make money is that they sell that data to like marketing companies, ad sales agencies, anyone else that can use that. Like if you're a big time company and you want to put together a deck for, some investors or some shit with esports metrics, you can pay this company $2,000 and they'll give you all this really good data that's groomed and, shows you all the growth metrics with cool graphics and that kind of shit. So that's what the company does. And as part of that, to get exposure, if you sign up for their newsletter, they write articles and blogs using some of that data to be like, you've probably seen some of the, top 10 breakdowns. Like they just posted an article that now Counter-Strike was the most watched esport in terms of viewer minutes in January, and Dota had it for December. That was all Newzoo data when people were talking about that. So it's a really reputable source. That's basically what I'm getting at. It's a Dutch company, actually. I think their HQ is in Amsterdam.
I guess we all Overwatch. I tried watching it. I liked Overwatch as a game when it came out. I have fun playing it whenever I do play it with friends, although I don't play very often anymore. I still enjoy it. It has that TF2 feel, a lot of the heroes and stuff, but it's just boring to watch. I try and watch it and I don't feel involved. I don't feel invested. I feel like despite not even being like a high level player or anything like that, you can just kind of tell what's going to happen. It's not very exciting.
Yeah. Well, Overwatch has a lot of problems. First problem it has is Blizzard. I think most people are on the pulse with that. They don't have the greatest track record of managing these giant leagues.
I still go to the Hearthstone subreddit just to read posts. I don't even play that game. I play it I'll open up an arena once a month or something just to look at the new cards and stuff, and then I just watch people read about the balance, and it just makes my brain hurt and be so happy we have Ice Frog. Oh my god.
Yes.
It's brutal.
Absolutely, man. And the how lucky we are that Valve wants, their goal is to create platforms that other people can use to make money and then they can get a little piece of, and Blizzard and Riot don't think like that. They want to control all of it. They want to own the IP. They want to run the show. They want to give you this contract you have to sign that gives you a list of things you have to do, things you can't say, things you can't promote, limits on prize pools, all this kind of bullshit. And Valve doesn't have any of that. They're like, yeah, you got the game. We might give you a ticket in Dota TV. We might tell you to fuck off. That's on us, whatever you want to do. But aside from that, they don't fucking care. They believe in that the market will kind of balance itself out. And as Moonduck, if we do something that's really across the line, or we come up with cunt mode, the most offensive Dota mode ever designed, that'll balance itself out by our audience being like, what the fuck are you idiots doing? This is not appropriate. Stop it. And Blizzard and Riot don't even let it get that far. They don't believe in that saying. They're fucking socialists, and Valve's goddamn capitalists, man. I decree.
Thanks, Gaben.
Gaben the capitalist. But it's kind of true, though. And I think that is a fundamental problem out of the gate, because if you want to control everything, Riot makes it look easy. The fact that they built a TV studio, they employ 1,500 full-time employees now or some shit. They have
that is impressive.
Every sector of it carved out where they pay salaries to all the players, and they have the Challenger League and all that. So many moving pieces to make it. Really is a smaller version of the NFL, right? That's really what it is. And think about how many people the NFL employs to manage all of that infrastructure. Blizzard is nowhere fucking close to that. And I don't know anything, but just as an outside perspective, it seems like they don't even really understand what it takes to scale that thing. The fucking Facebook movie, they need the goddamn Napster dude to help them figure out how to scale that ship.
Yeah.
I think Blizzard's got a lot of problems. It's a bloated bureaucracy now. They've got a lot of middle managers that just slow things down.
They're trying to league, right? Overwatch League or something.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I actually don't know all the ins and outs of it, because I think that's just a starting point problem, right? So the foundation's already hard for Overwatch. Number two, the game is very difficult to watch. Part of what makes Counter-Strike so big and appealing to a mass audience that can be on TV is that it's easy to watch. Grandma
So
can watch
easy.
it and see the headshots. You can see the grenade chucks, and you're like, holy shit, he threw it over the fence and it hit that guy in the face. That's all. Like it has, and that's not easy to recreate, right? Counter-Strike has been around for a really long time, over a fucking decade, and they've been fine-tuning that spectator experience. They have individuals whose full-time job it is to spectate Counter-Strike as a team and do different, that takes time to develop. Overwatch is not even close to that. The game is so fucking hard to watch, and because it's so cartoony and there's so many crazy graphics of like Junkrat with these grenades and it looks like a fucking disco ball. It's seizure-inducing if you try to watch it as a third-party observer. And the way the health bars are and all this stuff, you just don't really know what's going on. Like once one team gets wiped, you can see, oh wow, they're on the payload. Team A is gonna win. But when in terms of like the play-by-play and calling the action, it's not fun to watch. Similar problem that StarCraft had. It's just not that fun to watch compared to team games like Dota or League of Legends. There's way less clutter on the screen when it's just 10 heroes fighting each other. StarCraft, when you have like a 30-minute StarCraft match and there's a fucking 200 supply versus 200 supply fight, it's an absurd amount of units. And there's Colossus in the back just lasering down. There's all of these different units just mashing each other at the same time. And the players are like going completely ham with like 200 APM just fucking tearing up the keyboard. But that crazy APM and skill cap does not translate to the screen.
Is 200 a lot? Aren't they like 600?
No, 600 is like not possible, dude. That's like 600 actions per minute.
I actually don't know.
That would be 10 keyboard strokes per second.
I averaged like 200 in all my Dota games.
That's high.
Is it actually?
That's high.
I didn't know that. Like my jug game today with Sunspan, I had 225 APM.
So when you talk about
game.
APM, there's a difference between, I don't know what the word is for it, but the APM of you hit keys and effective APM where those actually register.
Because like in Dota, you're just right-clicking a shitload, but in StarCraft, that's like real fucking shit.
Yes.
They don't just click everywhere.
Exactly. So you're controlling one unit most of the time.
Sorry, I'm a StarCraft noob, guys.
So
please.
yes.
No hate.
In StarCraft, I think they measure effective APM. So if you're just spamming like, oh god, make worker, that doesn't count as APM. So if you're doing real 200 APM where you're like queuing up units, like 3 actions per second of real actions is a lot. That's really hard to do. Like I can't even do that if I'm playing StarCraft and I'm in the zone all jacked out on Adderall fucking trying my hardest. That's where the ceiling, that's what makes StarCraft 2 a good esport, is that it has a really high skill cap. At that maximum level of people that really train and have the muscle memory, you can just outskill people at that really high level when it's these massive fights. But that skill cap does not translate to the screen. It gets harder to watch the higher the skill cap is because there's more units and more clutter. You just sort of see red versus blue, and then over time the blue little zombie things take over the blue looking Mars attacks things, and it's really hard to explain that to people succinctly unless they've played it and they know what each unit does. In Dota, you don't necessarily have to know what all of the heroes do to be able to see the $11 million Echo Slam and understand that is fucking holy shit, they all just died from that one person stuff,
Yeah.
So it's obviously not as easy to watch as something like Counter-Strike, but it goes down the line. It's like Counter-Strike, Dota League, and then stuff like StarCraft, Overwatch. So in that middle tier, that's what makes our genre acceptably mainstream, but we still have some catching up to do for Counter-Strike. StarCraft is just, Blizzard keeps making these games that are fucking shitty for spectators. And I don't know, sorry, Heroes of the Storm sucked ass, but it has bigger problems than the spectator mode. That game's just a hot pile of shit.
It's gonna be weird to watch this whole like Overwatch League thing. I wonder if they'll even actually get it off the ground. Cause like some of the chat are saying, and I remember this from their announcement, you have to like buy in, and you have to like it's city based, So if I wanted to be like the New York blah blah blah, that's their whole idea. Like that's the plan.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's like 5 mil or something.
Something like that. So what's weird about that is Blizzard is really into region locking. And that is something that is specific to Valve games that we're not into, right? Like Counter-Strike and Dota, it's all open. You don't have different accounts for different regions. If you're, in Southeast Asia, you can just log in.
That's annoying.
To us, it seems normal, right? Because that's how games used to work, and Valve has stuck with that. So in terms of esports, it's great because you can just move people anywhere and do anything. But with League of Legends and Overwatch, basically every Blizzard game, right, and Riot games, you have different accounts per region, and this just like it amplifies that. Like this is a region-based competition, but why? Who gives a fuck? Like that would be my question. Like, why do we care about who the best team in New York
online
is?
Games?
Yeah, is that you can get the best players. Like, look at what's happening in Dota. You know, it's obvious. All these Southeast Asian players coming into other parts of the world, in the EU and NA and whatnot. You know, DC and all these other teams starting to cross regions. That's sort of the future, right? Isn't that the whole, like, look at real sports. Isn't that what happens with, like, baseball and basketball and the NFL? People from other countries that are really fucking good at those sports come here to play in the biggest leagues and stuff. That's, I mean... Why are we preventing that from happening by making it region locked to begin with? And I also just say to, like, who cares? Like, that would be say, we're the best Dota team in Colorado. What they do? You know, who gives a shit? Maybe if you're the best team in California, that sort of means something, but it's just the best team in general. I digress. Sorry, Overwatch. But just an example of...
We should play some Overwatch sometime.
It is a fun game to play, though. No
doubt.
A
fun game to play.
I like playing it.
I haven't played it in forever.
Me neither. We should do it for a game night. Oh, fuck. We should play it
tonight.
Tomorrow. That's today?
It's tonight.
Oh, shit.
Today's
it is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, you're right. So today's supposed to be